All right. Switch to English. Let's start our study with prayer. Please, Indalva.
So once again, we gather together to continue our studies. We're studying the book Heaven and Hell today, inviting all of our spiritual friends to gather with us, with our Master Jesus in our mind, in our thoughts, inviting Him to gather with us, blessing this moment with His presence and with the inspiration that we need to understand this study better. Asking you, Lord, to envelop us all in your light, understanding, and helping us to have the wisdom to take from the study today what is going to help us to prepare ourselves to the future life, as well as to live a better life while we are here, with the certainty that we are immortal human beings, immortal spirits, reincarnated in a physical body, in this world, living in this world at the moment. And you, Lord, have taught us about immortality when you raised and showed yourself to those who could see you, being an immortal soul as well as a perfect soul that you were, to show us also that we all evolve and that this is the path that we are at this moment, trying to make it better and better, evolving ourselves to become better human beings. And we thank you for this opportunity of learning, of gathering together, the opportunity that we are given to receive you in our homes, Lord, as we are each one in our homes today, and those who in the future will access this study, that your blessings may be with all of those who have access to this study, whenever they are able to access it, Lord. We ask you to protect us, the ambience that we are gathered at this moment, and your permission to start this meeting. Thank you. Okay, so we are starting today, continuing with the chapter 1. Today we're going to be talking about the future life and nothingness, carrying on with this topic. So I'm going to start reading the number 4 of page 17.
Just reminding this the Heaven and Hell books today. We used to study Heaven and Hell the first 2 weeks of month, and the last 2 weeks we study Genesis. And as this is the first Wednesday of August, we're going to start to restart to study Heaven and Hell. Today is part 1, chapter 1, item 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to read, Andre?
Yeah, if you don't mind, if you want, I can read it if the
That's fine, I
time.
can read it, no problem.
Okay.
It is under such circumstances that Spiritism has erected a barrier to the invasion of disbelief, not only because of its reasonableness and because of the perspective of the dangers which disbelief possess, but because of physical incidents that have rendered the soul and the future life both visible and tangible. We are all free to choose our beliefs. We can believe in something or we can believe in nothing. But persons who seek to make the denial of the future prevail in the minds of the masses, especially in the minds of the youth, by supporting themselves on the authority of their own knowledge and the loftiness of their position, sow the seeds of trouble and dissolution in society, thereby incurring a grave responsibility.
Yeah, let's comment this paragraph. So I believe this is a great statement that says we are all free to choose our beliefs. So uh, this is the difference between the spiritism and the other religious philosophy, because the other religious philosophy, they say we need to believe in something no matter what, but the spiritism say we are free to choose our beliefs. We can believe in something or we can believe in nothing. It's up to us. But there is a consequences. That's great when you we have we can choose the sides, but we need to understand that uh, this choice is going to be companioned. It's going to be together with the consequences. So it's very interesting because sometimes people believe in something uh, and create a world around that beliefs and make everything to make those things true, and suddenly something went wrong or something is not going right, and they start to blame something else or someone else. This is not this is not right, because if I choose a side and I work it for this side all the time, and if something is going wrong, the responsibility is totally mine at all. And so this paragraph is it's great because it explains that the our life is based in what we do. For example, in the end of the paragraph, they say, sow the seeds of trouble and dissolution in society, thereby incurring a grave responsibility. So many, this book has more than 200 years now, or something like that, almost 200 years. And it's so up to date when they say about it, sow the seeds of trouble, because we can see all around the world people sowing the seeds of trouble, not just by just making books or writing something, but through the social medias. With every day we can see more and more people creating more trouble, creating more hate. You know, everything is created just to get clicks and likes or dislikes, or so many people looking for haters, people to give opinion without being asked, and so on, and create an ambient where many people are thinking there is no solution for the humanity, or they think many the humanities start to think that the world is lost and we don't have a solution anymore, so everything is done. So everything comes from the social media or people that is writing books or something like that, that is showing the seeds of trouble. But in the end of the day, all I say, in the end of this life, they're gonna you know collect the results. So the responsibility is going to be charged, and so on. So this is paragraph is very interesting for the whole uh, doctrine that is based on responsibility, that based on action and reaction. So every time I do something, certainty, I'm going to have everything back to me in return. So yeah, this is a commentary that I'd like to do about this paragraph.
Yeah, I just I was just going back a little bit on the last item that we read last time, which talks, because this is like a follow up, isn't it? Because it at the top it says, if a doctrine says something is white, while the facts prove that it is black, one must choose between the evidence and blind faith. So this is following up this this item, isn't it? Um, so these I think that to me, one of the greatest wisdom that we sort of have learned from Jesus and from Spiritism, from the teachings that we are trying to sort of learn more and to be more to practice it more, is exactly that we are all free to choose, but we have to be certain that we are going to reap every fruit from our own choices. That is not transferable. And as I think you have just talked about, transferring, when things don't work out, you sort of, people usually blame other people for always trying to transfer the responsibility, isn't it? But that is the only thing we can transfer. We cannot transfer to anyone else. Our actions are our actions. No one else is going to answer, to respond for our actions. We are the only ones who will be able to do that. And as I am free to make my choices, because here they are talking about these dangers which disbelief possess, isn't it? The perspective of the dangers that which disbelief possess. So a lot of you have mentioned social media today, just now and there. And I think this is how our world has changed, isn't it? Today, everything is spread a lot quicker. And I sometimes, when I am talking about um, some subjects with my children, they always go to, they mention what they have read on social media, what they are following on social media. And so social media has become um, something that is part of everyone's life. Everyone has access to it. And just imagine how much those who are creating exactly what you have mentioned as well, Andre, spreading this notion that the world is terrible, that life is not going to get better. Over here, we hear a lot about, oh, isn't this um, generation have it so bad? They cannot buy a house. They won't be able to do this. They won't be able to do that. What about the generations before? What does that mean, that it was easier for the generations before? Everyone has to work hard for what we want to achieve. Nothing is impossible. So if I am spreading these news about the impossibilities of people achieving, what am I telling my this young generation? That they have to stop working for what they want to achieve. So this carries responsibility. We can't go around telling people that they can't achieve, that life is so difficult. It's more difficult than it's ever been. No, it's not.
No.
Life at the moment, we've never had it so easy. And so it is it is so important that we sort of are aware of the words we say, of what we are spreading around, because it will cause a lot of people to think, well, so what's the point? Everything is so difficult, so what is the point of trying, even trying? So this belief, it's something that takes away from people faith, isn't it? Takes faith away, takes um, hope away, isn't it? In Spiritism, Jesus always talked about faith and hope. Always, always work hard. So people, we can't sort of go against that, because we know that it is from work, from hard work, and that we will achieve not just material things, but also the renewing of ourselves, the changes that we all need to go through within ourselves. It all comes from very hard work, so we cannot sort of go around and preach that the world is this terrible place. The world is a wonderful place. Everyone have the opportunities they need to have. Everyone is going through the situations they need to go through. And when we are talking about like the responsibility that we have in every choice we make, we have to pay attention today at what we are choosing, because that is what is going to make our future life better or worse.
Yeah. Another thing you remind me, Lindalva, it's that paragraph in the paragraph before shows us that when the people pledge or allegate that has been scammed by a religious or any religious leader, and they must understand that the responsibilities is split between this scammer and the person that follow in the scam.
Mm.
Because if for example, I believe in something that has no it's not a reasonable thing, I'm incurring and I'm getting more responsibility inside over this belief. Because if I see something that is not logical and I believe in that just because someone told me to do, so the responsibility is also
Mm.
it's mine as well. And so it's very important to keep our eyes open uh, to the things that comes to us every day through social media or TV or books or any other information, because we can see all around the world people falling in scams of religious leaders around the world that say they need to do something very bad, like suicide, or like create a wall between the families and between and amongst the people, separate by race or by color or by society or by any other social condition. So if I believe that, uh, I have the responsibility over that. So it's not just the leaders telling me that I need to do this and that. Of course, he has his responsibility, but if I believe that and never question, so the responsibility is going to be split in two, and I'm going to carry my you know
Your own
my
share. Your
yeah
own share of it. Yeah.
yeah gonna share the responsibility.
Mm.
So yeah, you were talking about that, and I was thinking with me, and you remind me that this chapter, this paragraph, telling us that we have responsibility in what we believe, uh, and we need to understand that the things must comply with Jesus. So if, for example, somebody tell us that we need to kill or we need to fight against something or against someone, or getting more money, or accumulate treasures, material treasures, and I would say Jesus didn't do that. He never fought when he needs to fight. He never fought with nobody. So never committed crime or did something wrong, or never got money or gold or anything material. So this is something, it's not acceptable. Let's say that. So in this case, if someone told me we need to accumulate money over the earth or treasures or anything material, I would say, are you following Jesus really? Because he never did that, and he never taught us to do that. So that's something I was thinking about.
But for God, doesn't matter. Um, I believe in something or in nothing, as long um, I will be a good person.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you believe or not believe. You can be a good person. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It's your responsibility at the end of the day. It's a say the young, like these days, it's easier to get scammed because you've got more technology. Before my day and age, you had to go home and answer the phone and get messages off your parents. There was no way of getting scammed, only in a bar or, some other place, or the newspaper sometimes.
yeah,
Now it's far easier to get scammed because it's the phone's in your hand. You've got the internet, you've got the pages everywhere. So it's your own responsibility of what you do. And that ties into other people. Because if you tell other people about this and they get scammed, it's you've heard of pyramid systems, it's the same as that.
yeah. They are becoming more sophisticated with these scammers. Even the government is involved. So newspaper and everything is involved with scamming people to create a world that's not true. But Emmanuel has a phrase that says the only wolf falls in the wolf traps, which means if you're not a wolf, you're not fall in a wolf trap. So if you're not looking for something easy, or believe in something that, fulfill my pride and fulfill my selfness, if I will never fall in this scam. It's easy to see. It's even funny when we start to see something in the social media. For example, if you look at for example, lotteries, and just one advertisement, and after that, many advertisements going to appear in the social media for you, different kind of gambles, and that's an example that if you're not involved, if you never look for a gamble, you're never gonna fall in a scam like that. So if you never look for doing the evil, if you're a good person, there is no temptation for you to follow this path. It's really interesting. The social media is teaching us all the time. If you see something wrong for once in a time, so every time it's going to create more and more waves of information comes to you, because you in one day you saw that picture or saw that advertisement. So that's life.
It's the temptations,
Igual
isn't
aí,
it?
cai quem quer.
It is the temptations. It's
Yeah.
like looking at something that you might be trying to overcome, and then it you see it all the time in front of you, tempting you, asking you to go back, like the illusion, isn't it? This is
Yeah.
the life. This is what you need to do. This is what is good for you. And I was talking about, I was thinking about, I think you might have mentioned the word reason, isn't it? We really need to sort of to reason everything, and we sometimes we think like, I think we've seen so much going on lately, and one of the things that have really come to my mind all the time is how do people fall into these traps? And I because people always say, "Oh, but they are such intelligent people, they are such these and such that, and how could they fall into that trap?" But in the end of the day, there are different types of intelligences, isn't it? And we know that. And so I think that it's as you have said, and that is about what are we looking for, isn't it? Is that we want in an easy life, uh, are we accepting that life in this world is not easy for anyone? um no one has easy life in this world, no matter if they are rich, poor, living anywhere. It's not easy. Everyone carry their own responsibility, their burdens, and and the daily life that they have to go through. It's not easy. I mean, if like, let's talk about Brazil. When we hear about people who have got money, who have got uh, a good standard of life, they have to drive around in a car that is like um, that has bulletproof glass. And why would I wouldn't want that life. I prefer to take the bus, and not be like worried for my life, where you still are, because anytime it can happen, but not as much, because you don't have anything that people are going to be wanting to take away to that extent, isn't it? That you think that you need to be protected under barbed wires all the time, your house, your car, and everything. So nothing, no one has an easy life. And so the thing is, what is spiritism is telling us is exactly that. Excuse me, that we need we are here to work, and the work is not as much to gather material things, as Jesus never bothered about that, but to work to better ourselves, to reach a position that of moral um, um, betterment, rather than staying in ignorance, isn't it? Because that is what leads us into following into these traps, is ignorance, is reading. Sometimes it's laziness as well, isn't it? Because we don't go and try to educate ourselves first, to research, to go after things and try to understand better before we sort of we follow whatever is like thrown um, at our path, saying that that is a good path. So there is a lot of things that it's as you said, is about our ourselves, is our responsibility.
Yeah, just an example, just to finish this paragraph. I know one person that believes that he can get money easily. So he believes that there is a way to get money easy. And this person is always following in a scam because he believes that the money doesn't come from the hard work, doesn't come from the good financial control. He believes that from one day to a night he's going to get money suddenly, and because of that he's always following in the scams and pyramids, scams and stuff like that. So just because he believes everything is easy, someone knows a way to get money without work, without any involvement or something like that. So it's interesting because his belief is leading him, is driving him to follow in the trap. And this is an example. We can use this example for everything. So if I
Yeah.
believe that it's gonna a miracle is gonna happen in my life without changing my behaviors, so I'm gonna follow in the scams because I'm gonna meet people that says, give me something, I'm gonna do a miracle for you, and I healing all your diseases, and I'm fix all your emotional problems, matrimonial, and all this stuff like that. And you just following this trap, following this trap, and because we don't know how to proceed and how to change our lives before to change the situation. I don't know if I'm clear or not, but it's something like that leads us, drive us to following the day-to-day traps. And unfortunately it's our responsibility also, as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read a little bit more.
Yeah.
There is another doctrine that is defended from the accusations of materialism because it accepts the existence of an intelligent principle outside of matter. It is the doctrine of 1718. The doctrine of absorption into the universal whole. According to this doctrine, upon being born, each individual assimilates a portion of the universal whole. This portion comprises his or her soul and provides him or her with life, intelligence, and feeling. At death, this soul returns to the common center and loses itself and the infinite like a drop of water in the ocean. This doctrine is undeniably a step above pure materialism, since it does believe in something at least, whereas the order believes in nothing at all. However, the results are exactly the same for both. Whether souls are immersed into nothingness or into a common reservoir, it amounts to the same thing. In the first case, where they are annihilated, or in the second, where they lose their individuality, it is as if they never really existed. Relationships cannot help but be broken forever. What is essential is the preservation of the self. Without the self, what does it matter if the soul exists or not? People will perceive the future is always new, and that the present life is the only thing that interests and concerns them. From the moral consequence standpoint, this doctrine is as unhealthy and hopeless and excites as much selfishness as does materialism per se.
Yeah. Interesting. So some people believe that the not in materialism, which is it will be the end of every the the end of all life and life manifestation after that. The other doctrine is the doctrine of absorption into the universal whole. So we were discussing today about this, and Martha says that for example, if someone is evil, is going to the same portion of a good person. So in this case, we are incentivizing people to do bad things because it's worthless to do good things because we're gonna go to the same place. So Martha just pointed at this subject as it's impossible or it's not fair, it's not just. God wouldn't do that because it's not fair, it's not just. So if we are good people or if we are bad people, we're going to go to the same place and make part of the same material or same mass, let's say.
You
So,
put together.
but yeah, everybody the same panel or same place or same ocean. It's not fair and it's not logical because in this case, in Kardec says, why the existence of soul? There's no reason for that. So we would be just like Muppets with uh,
Yes.
lines in our hands as
Manipulate.
being manipulated for someone or for an entity. So yeah,
It's like, Andre, I just thought it's like us having children, and then these children never like being able to depart from us. They like they we will die, and then we will like be just the parents. They will become part of the parents again, isn't it? If we were to think that our children were parts of us. I
yeah,
To me this sound has always, I mean, I have always been very every time I have learned about beliefs, I have always like being a little bit like um wary. I've never sort of the only thing that's really I didn't have this feeling was when I met Spiritism, because I think I was already a Spiritist. I just didn't know Spiritism in this life before I met it. But one of the things that it's so important to us here is our own individuality, isn't it? And we are working really hard to sort of get us ourselves and others to respect each other's individualities, each other's choices. So what would it what so what would it matter if things were like this, isn't it? Because in the end, you are all gonna be like, you're gonna lose that anyway. Your individuality is gonna go. You are just part of something that you were linked to it. You've never actually been totally free from, isn't it? And so it's really a belief that, as exactly as it says, Kardec says, it's not that much different from materialism, really, because it
Yeah.
doesn't give us anything concrete, isn't it? And if we are here, like, we know that we are individuals, that our individualities is something that we are never going to lose. We are just going to our individuality as a spirit. We are going to become, as we evolve, we are going to become more enlightened, but we are not going to lose our individuality. We are spirits, but in this case, we are just as well, if we want to say, um, just a cup of water that is taken from the ocean, and then that cup of water has to be thrown back at it because that's where it belongs. And so it doesn't invite us into doing the taking responsibility for, as spiritism is reassuring us that we need to take responsibility. We need to be um, healthier human beings. Healthier, I mean, in the perspective that we need to become better people. We need to be more charitable. Um, to work hard to become a true Christian, because we're not going to lose that. And Jesus is the proof of it, the greatest proof that we don't lose our individualities. As he, after he was killed, he just turned up. He showed himself to say, I'm here, I'm not dead, my body's dead, but I am the same. I haven't changed a thing. The only thing that had changed that time was that he was no longer part of the physical world, but he still could show himself to us. And many people were able to to see marks of his hands and everything, that to prove that that was him. So this belief it doesn't stand, does it? And that is why, as we were saying, that the truth never get lost, but what is not truth, it goes, it just like disappears, because as we become more intelligent and I mean use more our reason, we are going to make better choices, and what is not good for us is just going to be in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this case, also, why we would progress or evolve in intellectual or moral if you're going to go to the same place as someone that is not taking care of the life or taking care of the the study or something like that. Not it's not it's, this is not a selfish thoughts. It's something that in the end of the day, the only thing we that belong to us is the individuality,
Mm.
because as the Descartes said, I think, then I exist. So this is our our thoughts and minds. It's only ours. Nobody can share the same individuality. We can share the knowledge, we can share the charity and benefits, but never the same individuality, because it's individual. It's for just one person,
Yeah.
and so in this case also, uh, there won't be progress for humanity. How can I progress? For example, if I learned something in the last incarnation, and I will never bring this to this incarnation, because it's lost in the ocean, in this place where everything is dissolved, absorbed it. So this is not it's not reasonable thoughts. Just like you know uh, people, they used to create more and more obstacles to believe in the reincarnation, to believe there is a life after that, that's a spiritual life. It's amazing how we can see more and more theories about this kind of just to justify that the spiritism and the beliefs that life continues is not true. I think people are always trying to deny this reality. I don't know why. Maybe because it's the pride or selfishness. So which it's something really really bad, and it's preventing us to progress. Because if for example, if most people believe that life is going to stop in the grave, in the death, more people is going to be engaged in charity and be better every day. So those kind of theories just prevent the humanity to progress, to evolve every day more, to get better every day. And probably this is a fruit of ignorance. This is a
Yeah.
product of ignorance, which is jeopardizing the humanity to evolve every day more, to be better. This planet, for once at all, to transform itself in a good planet, from the trial and expiation, in a regeneration planet. But that won't happen if the humanity doesn't change. We need to change people before the planet change itself. So it's something you need to think about and try to question why so many people. I know we know right now in nowadays that there are more people believing in life after death than 200 years ago.
Mm. Mm.
But this number would be much more bigger if those kind of theories that come so easily to us every day, and people trying to, for example, as Lydiane say, my reincarnation could be something in my remembrance from the last incarnation, something in DNA. So this
Yeah.
is something, yeah, illogical, but it's existing, and you need to think about that. But it's
Yeah.
something totally unreasonable, and this
Yeah.
prevent us to progress and to be better. Because if I remember something from the last incarnation, just because I have something in my DNA that says I some my grandpa or my grand father was, Indian or Brazilian. That's why I remember everything that happens at that time. This is impossible. The individuality is not being taken
Into
in consideration.
consideration. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So those theories are not fair.
But also, Andre, are you saying something, Martha?
Yes.
Go
In
on.
this case, I think all the people should be equal.
Equal.
Yeah.
Not bad people, not good people, because they came from the same source.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
It's
But
not
also,
true.
yeah. But also, Andre, I think that even though there are this many uh, things coming about that's trying to disprove life, really, and this is about keeping us into like living materialism, just having this material life as the important life. Uh, but we also know that there is a lot going on with the spiritual sciences, isn't it? That it's all. I think everyone. It's like when we switch the computer on, what do we look for, isn't it? Because there will be things for every taste, and we will find what we are looking for, and so I think this will muddle up a little bit all of these theories. They will muddle up our our minds, but at some point things will become clear, and we'll make sense of things, and we'll after good reasoning we will find out that what really makes sense to us. And sometimes it takes some of us many incarnations, isn't it? Because we we are still um yeah, we are still like not ready to accept that life is the life that Jesus taught us. Anyone who tells us any otherwise, it's not telling the truth. Because I mean, this is how it goes for me. So if it doesn't go, if it doesn't tell me what Jesus told me, what Jesus told me until today about spirituality, about individuality, about us becoming like more ethical, moral, evolving more ethically, morally, rather than just intellectually. We need to do everything together. So if and also to do with my individuality, because this is why I have always also questioned the fact that every time someone told me that, oh, Jesus died for our sins, I've always no I refuse to accept that Jesus died for my sins because of that, because I say I can't transfer, not even here. I can't commit crime and send someone else to pay for it in my place. Why would I accept Jesus dying for my sins? So I think it's we don't need to have great intelligence to be able to see the truth in clear in front of us. We just need to be, I think we need to sort of, to me it works like this. I think I try to be fair, and it wouldn't be fair, this wouldn't be fair. Whatever is not fair for me, I don't think it would be fair for someone else. So that is how I keep on, thinking until today that spiritism is the best thing that happened in my life, and I shall carry on
in our life.
Yes,
Yeah.
in our lives. Okay, Martha, it's your turn.
Let me
Our,
see.
our daily bread, thought and life, and the pathway, the truth and life.
The way, the truth. Okay.
Andrea, choose.
Pathway and the truth.
Okay, the pathway, the truth and life.
Yeah,
Yes?
life. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the message number 58, and it's called To Gain. What good is it for a person to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Jesus, Mark 8:36. In general terms, earthly people have not yet learned how to gain. Nevertheless, the human spirit remains on this planet searching for something. This is because it is indispensable to acquire certain values of improvement for eternal life. This is recommended that his followers continue searching, insisting. This means that a person stays on earth in order to gain ground through ennobling struggles. All disturbances, in this sense, come from the vitiated minds of those souls who have deviated from the right path. Human beings are always ready to conquer the world, but never disposed to conquer themselves in order to reach a more elevated sphere. Having this false understanding, they disturb the order of things when it comes to daily opportunities. If God grants them health, they use it to acquire destructive diseases. If they manage to make financial savings, then they try to monopolize other people's interests. The Divine Master did not recommend that the human soul should activate itself without any objectives or aspirations towards gain, but simply pointed out that a person must know what he or she is looking for, what kind of gain they aim, to what ends they propose to put their terrestrial activities. Therefore, if all your desires to be satisfied rest on factitious acquisitions relating to passing situations or properties that are doomed to rot, then while there is still time, renew your spiritual vision, because it is of no use to gain the world which does not belong to you, and doing so, lose yourself for an indefinite period of immortal life.
The same thing we were talking about. So why we spend waste so much time looking for something that it's not it's worthless. Yeah. Yeah, it's good because if we look for we chase material things, we learn a lot of stuff. But it's not when we think about the life itself, it's useless. We're gonna lose as a at the time we die. We just pass from this life to another.
Yes, so it is important to sort of to try to just to seek, isn't it? To search, but also we also need to ask ourselves why we are seeking these or searching for that. What is that? What is that going to? What difference is that going to make to us, isn't it? How is that going to help me to be a better person? How is it going to enrich not my physical life, my material life, but me as an immortal spirit. And I think this is what a lot of theories that there are that go against immortality, the immortality of the soul, is because from the moment we all wake up and we realize that we don't need to be, we need to work to live a happy life here as well, but we also need to work to take some happiness over as we leave this world, not just to leave everything behind. The comforts we have and everything we achieve. What is it going to be after we leave, isn't it? And so if I carry on believing that, oh no, I just need to seek for things while I'm here because I'm not going to exist afterwards. So what is the point? But Jesus came to tell us the opposite. So again, I go back to Jesus because he told us the opposite. It's not it's not here that you need to sort of to be rich. It's your soul. You need to gain riches that you are not going to leave behind. You take with you, and that is going to be your happiness wherever you are, no matter in what situation you are, because some of us still think that being happy is having riches, but being happy is having a, a peaceful mind, isn't it? Going to sleep with the certainty that we haven't caused any harm to anyone, we haven't tried to cause damage to anyone's life, to deceive anyone. So this this is what true happiness is, and I think that is what Jesus told me. But I'm not criticizing whoever is after whatever happiness they are seeking in the world. But I think I had fallen to the trap so many times before, and I may have led people to fall into it too. So today I said no, I've had enough. I'm trying to move on. Uh,
All right. Let's pray.
so let's thank our Master Jesus once again for the opportunity He has granted us to meet in His name, for all of our spiritual friends who are gathered with us. We understand that we are still far away from being perfect souls. We still live in a world of trials, tribulations, but we are also living in a world full of opportunities for us to find true happiness. You have invited us to work, Lord. You have, through your life, worked very hard, showing us that only work will lead us into a peaceful rest, that no activity that is not based in the work that is fair, that is just, will lead us into being better people. Many of us are still taking the opportunities we are given to try to live a life that deceives, that causes pain, causes suffering. And today we have been also talking about responsibility. No one should make the mistake to think that our actions won't have a reaction, the same reaction that we create into other people's lives. Many of us are still creating pain, not understanding or wanting to understand that the pain we create in others, it's going one day to return to us. And understanding that helps us to make better choices for ourselves, only to do with others, to others that we wish to be done to ourselves, because we know that we will receive in the same measure what we give away. And we thank you, Lord, for bringing us every week the opportunities for us to learn, to understand better the pathway that we need to be on, guided by you, by your work, by every decision you made, by the words that you spoke. We truly trust, Lord, that you are our safe pathway, that only you will lead us into a better life, not the physical life, but the spiritual life, where we spend more of our time. And so, Lord, knowing that and accepting that justice is applied this way, that no one should go to prison to pay for someone else's crime. We thank our Father for the love that He gives us every single day, and pray that all of our brothers and sisters who have still today beliefs that can cause destruction, can cause separation, can cause harm to humanity. We pray, Lord, that they will seek within, look deep within themselves, and find the truth that is within all of us. And so we ask you, Lord, to bless our world, every human being that is incarnated here with us, and also those who are discarnated, who are living a spiritual life, many getting ready to return to both physical and spiritual life, that your light may guide them all, Lord. And may your light guide us through this week that begins today, so that we become, with every opportunity we have, better people, and that we don't forget that we are always teaching as well as learning. Thank you once again, Lord, for this opportunity. We ask you to bless our homes, our family, to bless all of those, Lord, who are present in this meeting with us, spiritually too. We ask you to guide us through the next week until we meet again. So be it. Amen.